My name's Naomi. I'm a plein air painter, and today I want to show you my Take-It Easel. It's a Gloucester-style easel, and I want to show you the demonstration of how I set it up, use it, take it down, all that stuff, and also give you a review of the things I like and don't like. Let's go. So this is the Boom site. It's a historic area just north of Stillwater, Minnesota, where they used to do logging back in the day. So let's see how long it takes to set up this easel system. Cue the stopwatch. So the first few things to do is take off those wood pieces. One of them is a leg extender for just one leg in case it's a very uneven ground you're setting up on, and the other one is the little dowel that holds the painting at the top. Setting the front crossbar in place, and now reaching down for those two diagonal crossbars, and that's the platform that my pallet box will sit on. Those two diagonal platforms are not very self-explanatory on how to put it together. You actually have to push them together, to push the two ends in the back so they touch, and then it will work. I had to call the company to find that out. Now just setting the box in place, unlatching it. Taking the cover off. The cover becomes the shelf right behind the storage area. Putting out the brush holder. I like to get things off the ground as soon as possible so that no critters climb into things or sand or whatever. That's the dowel that holds the painting in place at the top. And the pegs I keep in the front pocket of my backpack. That's what holds the painting at the bottom. Now, just unloading the backpack. The things I keep in there is an apron, the bungee cord. That's the reusable garbage bag. Oh, there's the bungee cord. That's the bag of paint. Paper towel. Solvent can. That's basically what I keep in that thing. It's a waterproof backpack I found on Amazon. Now just get that apron on. Now all I do is set out the cone and we're done setting up. How many minutes was that? Let's see here. So let's take a closer look at this setup. Up here at the top, how the painting rests is right on these two pegs and then is held in place by that dowel with a stick coming out of it. I've added the bungee cord because I've had paintings slip out of that dowel just when it's by itself, but with the bungee cord there, it's rock solid. So that's the painting part. Now let's look at the palette, and the palette is actually one of my frames with two parts to it. The back part is a wet painting carrier, and you just move these little turn buttons and you can keep a wet painting back there. The top part is actually just filled in with 1/4-inch plywood, and over time it's gotten very shiny because of all the linseed oil, so it makes a nice little mixing surface there. The back part, the storage area, is made out of a float frame actually, with 1/4-inch plywood underneath that. And then I made all these little handy dividers to fit all my gear. So back there we have brushes, and here we have the palette knife and the little scrapey thing and pencils and those clips, and that's medium. Then we got paint tubes, some solvent, some little tools that I carry with me, Leather gloves, they usually store in the compartment when the solvent's not there. That's a Rubbermaid for storing mixed paint. I store the paint that's out of the tube in that tray to keep it cleaner. And then there's an extra viewfinder back there, a homemade one, and then a brush holder.
So this easel's really good for large canvases, medium to large. When it gets small, it gets a little trickier, especially if you want to go vertical. For instance, well, I guess you could either put this on the steepest angle. There's two angles. You could put it on the steepest one and get as small as it'll fit, and then lock it in place. That would work. It does tilt downwards. It tilts towards me. Another option that I've learned is this large panel that fits underneath my palette. I take it out, flip it backwards, and use that as a support board. So I lock that in place, and then I use these two clips to hold the panel in place. It works really good.
Here's a quick time lapse of actually using the easel. Really, the video is about the easel itself, but I thought it might be helpful for you to see it in action and how my body posture looks when I use it. My sight is perfectly horizontal, and when I reach down, it's a comfortable angle for reaching with my brush. I do have to shift the painting back and forth right there to work around those pegs.
Well, this is today's painting. You didn't get to see the last half of it during the time lapse because a little dog got tangled up in the tripod and everything just went crashing to the sand. So you never know what's going to happen, but that's what happened today. And this is the painting. I'll put it away, look at it again tomorrow, see if anything needs changing, but for now, it's where it's at. So let's talk about what I like and dislike about this easel. First of all, what I love. I love that there's so much storage area on this easel. I can put everything up off the ground. There's a place for everything in its place. I love that it's so sturdy. It holds up under wind. It holds up under bumping. I don't ever feel like, oh, my poor painting is gonna get bumped or nicked or anything. I don't have to be careful with it. I can really, on a large canvases, just really go at it and it's there. I love that it has the painting away from the palette so that I can get at it with my knife from below, like that. Yeah, overall, I love this easel. It's really well made, high quality. It's really good for medium to large canvases, and it is built to last. Made in the USA. Some things that I don't like, first of all, and these things maybe are just intrinsic to this easel because there's so much storage, because it's so sturdy, it does take up a lot of room. So there's no getting around it. If you like to paint in crowded areas, it's going to be tricky for you. I had to give up on some spots lately because it was just too crowded on that city street. City sidewalk. I was on a sidewalk. When there are just a lot of people around, but you do have room, I use this thing. I just keep it in my car for those cases. And it's really thin. It fits in my stuff, and then I just put it by the leg that sticks out the most to the traffic. One thing I don't like are these pegs are so far out from the easel itself. It's like a good 3 inches. I think they do that for holding every depth of canvas. But I typically use panels when I'm out plein airing. So I might make myself a different version of these where it's for plein air, where it's really thin, close to the easel, and maybe even has like a little screw head that holds the panel and has very little thing to have to work around, because this does prevent my knife or brush from getting real, or the brush is okay, but the knife I can't get in this area. Same with small paintings, because in a small painting that would be like half the canvas. So again, that part is a little tricky, but I think I will have a workaround soon. It's not that light. If you're gonna backpack all day and take your gear with you, this might not be the easel for that scenario. It's really good for being close to the car, because it's a little chunky, and I haven't found a good way of carrying it. It comes with this rifle sling on the back, and it kind of works, but it bumps into my panel box. So I have to think about a solution for that too. But I love this easel so much, and I feel comfortable while I'm painting with it, that I'm gonna just work through all those little issues and keep using it, because it's so well made. I will probably have this for my whole life. Now it's time to clean up. I'll show you how I clean up. I'll probably speed it up so that you don't have to sit through it again. It takes about 3 minutes if I'm going really fast, and once the palette's clean. The palette takes a little bit, but then after that it's really fast.
So I'm just going to talk you through what I do as I clean up. Right now I'm putting together paints together and saving it. Now I'm just wiping the palette and now cleaning brushes. I want to make sure they're really nice to save them. Putting the solvent away, the bag of paint away, the garbage bag away, writing on the back of the panel, putting them in the wet panel carrier. Just tucking all the things back where they go. It really does come together really fast once that palette is cleaned up. Well, thanks for coming along with me on my painting adventure today. I hope you learned something about the Take-It Easel and my homemade palette box. Hope you have a great day and happy painting. Bye!